All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to House Party 5v5 playoffs, round two, game or series two of the night, game one of Hands of God versus Toppling Buffet, of course, on the respective sides. Either way, with me I have my good friend, Just a Base, Uriel Redeemed, whatever you may want to
Hello,
call him.
everyone.
We'll be shoutcasting the game for you tonight. But first, we're going to go ahead and go through Champ Select. Respect to Callista Bang going over for Wumple. What I would expect from Top Lane Buffet. Fiddlesticks, Irelia from... of course the Fiddlesticks for Jaren, and Irelia for their new top laner, Sunwheel. So, overall, good bands coming out from both teams. Pretty excited for this game to go on. See how both these teams play out. Both respectively new rosters. Equalizes is actually Wobad, so if I call him Wobad, just expect it over wondering who Wobad is.
That was a really fast Gragas lock-in.
Yeah.
It's pretty unsurprising. He's surpassed Sejuani as the most banned champion right now, which you can't really blame anyone for, given how much CC he brings, even from level 3, and the degree to which he tanks up later in the game.
Yeah, I agree with that. Gragas is... Everyone always says Sejuani is the best jungler at the moment, but Gragas is basically Lee Sin 2.0 in the sense of top lane, or not top lane, in the jungle. He has the mechanics to do a Lee Sin, you can flash E, ult, barrel. There's so many different things you could do with Gragas, and it's been like that. His kit's never really his kit's never really actually changed. It's always been respectively the same type of spells. Granted, they're a little bit different. They're more tank based compared to when he was full AP, which I honestly miss full AP Gragas. But overall, exciting to see it go down. Exciting to see Gragas come into the meta as a more mechanical based character in a sense.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I think the Lee Sin comparison is very fair, just because his ult does the same thing, where you can either secure a kill on the enemy AD carry or absolutely throw a fight.
Yeah, I want a quick notion to Camouflare hovering over the Katarina, Fiora, and Diana, his 3 favorite champions. You never know. It could be you weren't here for season 1, but season 1, Camouflare picked Katarina for one game when he played support throughout the entire season. Then he picked Katarina, he went mid, and he just dumpstered the enemy team, and it was banned for the rest of the season. So it would have been interesting to see it go down, but
they're saving it for finals.
Yeah, they're saving it for the final game, right? Bring it to game 3, pull out the Katarina. Good, it's good strategy. Always pull out that pocket pick. Overall, him pulling out the Janna support. One of my favorite, I think Camouflare, in reference to mechanical skills, one of my favorite players playing these more defensive, more caster-based supports. The Janna, the Nami, the Morgana. He plays these more passive supports very well in lane. He's able to play an aggressive stance and overall kind of put the lane into a way of how can I word this? He puts the lane into a more difficult spot for the enemy team.
Yeah, it's in a meta where tanks are so prevalent and teams either really rely on heavy engage or just have to walk up to you. The ability to just stop an engage spell with a perfectly timed tornado or reset a fight with your ultimate is really, really huge. If you play Janna and play Janna well, you are going to make your carries so happy.
Yeah, so it's definitely a good pickup for Top Lane Buffet, and like I said before, I'm very excited to see it pick it. This is something they go down. I just always enjoy Janna. I'm a big Janna lover. Granted, I've been playing a lot of tank supports, and of course, the lovely Bard pick is always fun to play. But I always enjoy watching Janna's, and I always miss playing
Oh.
Janna, but quick quit.
I guess
DC
someone
going down.
disconnected. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's the only reason that it happened. That's unfortunate. Still, we saw every champion but one locked in, so we can at least
Yeah.
talk about like the top matchup, which is really just going to be frustrating because someone is probably going to play Lulu top lane.
Yeah, right. Man, Lulu, the one champion that could play any role, and what doesn't really matter, right?
Be annoying in all of them.
Exactly. So, but
She's
mean,
pretty good versus Hecarim though, because she is probably the biggest top lane bully right now. That's like reasonably meta.
yeah,
And since Hecarim, I mean, we don't know if he's going to go Smite TP or Ignite TP Triforce, or like Triforce and Cinderhulk before he really starts doing things in team fights, like home guarding in and one-shotting carries. And Lulu being able to zone in with her passive auto attacks and her glitter lance poke is either going to mean that he's going to need a lot of jungle support in order to get that farm and that gold to reach his Triforce, or it's just going to take a very long time, during which Gragas will be able to try and snowball the bottom lane, because if Leona and Lucian go big, they're going to be able to engage whenever and just instantly pop Janna before she can even ult.
I agree with that. And one thing to note is Lucian Lulu is probably my favorite composition of all, like every as long as if you have Lulu Lucian in a composition, it is amazing. Because if you get the late game and if you just straight up shield Lucian as Lulu, if he gets an auto off and then his passive auto off, and you have Lulu picks on him, it actually does the same amount. It does the picks damage on top of the passive damage from Lucian. Does that make sense? So.
Oh yeah,
you have
because
to-
Pix's or Lucian's passive, while it does reduce things for on hit, it does full damage for on attack, and I believe Pix
Yeah.
is on attack, similar to Lifesteal.
Exactly. So if you're full AP Lulu, 6 items and Lucian's full items, and he gets his passive off, and you have the shield on him, he just shreds the enemy. It's pretty impressive how much you can do, how much damage you can do with it. My favorite team that plays this is probably SKT. If Faker picks up Lulu in the mid lane and you put Bang on Lucian, it happened to MSI, and it was just, oh man, it's great.
Yeah,
Love
it was. They played it in the semifinals in Korea too.
Yeah, they
That
did.
was Game 4
never-
versus CJ, I think.
Yeah, and the thing is it's something you can't even ban. Like, yeah, maybe you could ban the Lulu, but you're throwing away a ban that they might not even play at that game. And they play at that game, you're like, oh crap, like there's really nothing you could do against it. There's no real good counterplay against a Lucian Lulu composition, and really the only way you can win is if the Lulu just falls off, or not falls off. The Lulu just gets dumpstered in the early game and just has no damage or any items within the mid game. So it's really down to the enemy team really pressuring the.
Yeah, you either have to catch them or force Lulu to use all of her peel on herself.
Yeah.
A Kassadin top lane. What a bizarre matchup.
It is
I was
against the
expecting.
Lulu. It's-
Yeah, he's gonna get some value out of that the magic damage shield on his Q.
Yeah, and I think it's actually not a bad pick here. Caston's been seen played top lane in the frequent within a lot of games, and if you go the reset build, where you go Chalice and more conventional build over like the Rod build, you end up actually being able to take out a lot of these carries they have. I mean, they have a Ziggs, Lulu, Lucian, and they only have two. They only have Gragas and Leona for the tanks. So if you're able to really clean up a fight and continue getting those resets with the Fiends build or anything with that, it's just ends up being a really beneficial. It turns out to be really beneficial. And when you're in a top lane against like a Lulu, where you can turn into just, all right, I'm going to farm all game, kind of works out for you in the end.
Yeah, no, if there is one champion in the game that can keep up with a Lucian who's got a Lulu supporting him, it's absolutely the like 2-second hop Kassadin.
Yeah. Yeah, really? Yeah, no, right? You just keep on jumping on them. He ease away, all right, you jump. He flashes away, all right, you jump on him. Unless Lulu is able to polymorph you, even after polymorph, you're still able to probably get on him unless you fall over. But I mean,
yeah, and the
you have a
Ziggs is far
Hecarim-
less mobile.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And you
Lich
have a
Bane
Hecarim,
Luden's the one shot.
Yeah, and they have a Hecarim just to dive the backline, so you have a lot of chance to just straight up dive the backline and do something and just win the game off that. So, but that is it for Champion Select. We are going to take a quick break before we get into game, and we will see you guys in just a short hot second. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to Series 2 of the night, Hands of God versus Top Lane Buffet, Game 1. With me today, I have my good friend, Just a Base Uriel Redeemed. Overall,
Hello,
pretty
everyone.
excited for this game. So
Yeah, me too. I want to see Annie go off. I want to see Jaren just first item of Ludens and just stun everybody forever.
yeah, right. I always love when an Annie gets fed, so I'm pretty excited to see if that happens. You know, both teams kind of went into this game with the mindset of, have fun. So, I'm expecting a lot of I'm expecting a lot of kills. That's kind of what I'm going at here. I really am thinking that's what's going to go down. Slight.
Cast it in. Cat. Oh, he's gone. No.
Oh, he has left. No pause.
Is
and that
this
first
the
blood.
hashtag remake?
Oh man.
That's so
yeah,
unfortunate.
Wow. All right. Well, either way, no pause coming out, but so first blood going over to Wumple, coming back, got the long sword, Doran's blade. So pause coming out, wait for him to reconnect. So yeah.
Lucian going to lane with an extra longsword is a little bit scary because it means that it'll be that much easier for him to tear straight through Janna's shields and whatnot.
It's that's a big point here is with Janna not having as powerful shields as level 1, level 2 shields are pretty strong within the early game, but that's only because the enemy ADC only has X amount of damage, usually not a free longsword in the lane. So it's very interesting on how that would work out. It's kind of a good point to bring up. But other than that, the Hecarim jungle, which is something I want to take a note on. Originally I thought it was gonna be Jaren in the jungle, and then ended up being Jonas Sprocket. Overall, I'm not a big fan of Hecarim in the jungle compared to top lane. I still think he can have as much pressure as he can, but it's still not going to be like as much. It's
basically like playing the Smite TP version,
Yeah.
but you don't get the lane farm, which means that you either have to stop at Sheen and build tank, or wait for a really long time to get tanky.
Yeah. And on top of that, you don't have the wonderful TP home guard ganks as you would before, You're relying
he took
on the
ghosts instead.
Yeah, so it's not bad. I still think the ganks can be pretty beneficial in the early game, but I do think that the top lane Hecarim is a better pick overall when it comes to that. But as you were saying before, I really think the Annie mid is going to be something to watch out for, because granted it is Jaren on the mid lane, but Annie mid's that one champion that it's either going to just go off or going to farm the mid lane, and that's it. So it's really questioning how that's actually going to work out.
Yeah, props to Luna for what I would say is just correct summoner choice there. Barrier against an Annie is basically necessary when you're playing the immobile squishy Ziggs.
Yeah,
because all you need to do is wait it out. You have infinite wave clear once you get an item. You have Ziggs, Lulu, and a Gragas. That's wow. They're never going to be able to push towers without Baron. It's just going to be absolutely impossible.
Yeah, that is one thing to note, that top lane Buffet really doesn't really have that much wave clear.
Basically none. They have Graves Q, sort of. They have the very short range Kassadin E, Force Pulse, and then Annie's W, which is serviceable, but it's nowhere near the power of Gragas, Ziggs, Lulu. That's not even close.
Yeah, and you're right. Ziggs, Lucian, Gragas, Lulu, that's just, those waves just die. There's really nothing more than that. It's really about it. When it comes to wave clear, and that's going to become a trouble if Ziggs actually gets a few kills. Because once Ziggs gets a few kills, he's not really relying on roaming and getting more kills. He's relying on pushing the wave and getting towers across the map. That's kind of his purpose in the game. So it's really gonna be interesting to see if he's able to actually do something with that, and if he gets ahead enough to actually be able to take control of the map compared to say Annie, who it's kind of like you have Ziggs in one hand, who's relying on snowballing or bombing and pushing out the waves, and then you have Annie on the other hand that's all about getting the kills and roaming and getting more kills and roaming again and getting another kill, and then you roam one more time and I think you get one more last kill, and then you go into the enemy jungle and just kill the enemy jungler over and over again. It's really reliant on that.
Yeah, Ziggs. If Ziggs is able to pull ahead, then it's going to be very difficult for top lane Buffet to do much of anything, just because Ziggs' passive, the short fuse, does bonus damage to structures already, which means that if you leave lane against him, the way that Annie wants to try and snowball bot or top, because both her bot and top lanes are hugely powerful when they're ahead. Kassadin versus another mage, especially one like Lulu, is amazing. He'll be able to gap close onto her forever if he gets ahead. Graves is Graves. If he gets ahead, his ult Q is going to do 80% of your health, and if Janna hits anything, you could pretty much just flat out die in an instant. But if Ziggs gets ahead, instead of Annie, and she can't roam, then all he needs to do to counter the roam is ult. He's got the global ult presence.
Yeah, and I mean, you just continue pushing mid wave, ult bot, if Annie's bot, go back to pushing mid wave, and you end up being able to do something off of that. So it's going to be interesting how that works out. But Luna is definitely one of the few mid laners in House Party 5v5 that really can show himself as being a really dominant and prominent mid laner on these like farm mages like Ziggs or Orianna or Cassiopeia. I think he played it. Yeah, he did play Cassiopeia last week. So that is something to keep an eye on in reference to that.
Yeah, it's also worth mentioning in the early game mid lane matchup, Annie's had her range reduced by 50, so it's now 575 instead of 625.
Yeah, I did forget about that. I remember that was in the last patch. One of those little like sneaky, what is it, nerfs that you forget about. The flash coming out from Kama, the stop.
That was a really good level 2 engage.
Yeah, they played that correctly. Get level 2 go in, and granted, I think Kama did have level 2 and probably would have been able to tornado into that flash, but
they got it a split second after. Yeah. And Hellbizzle's E was right on the money. Like, if she hadn't flashed, that was going to do a ton of damage, because Lucian had dash passive, Q passive, which, with the sunlight procs, would have absolutely crushed Janna out of the lane.
Yeah, I agree with that. And but other than that, reconnected top laner, good. Sprocket is actually being able to do a full clear of the jungle, where Sala actually got blue smite and is going to his blue buff now. So a lot of I was a little surprised at how easy it was for Hecarim to clear the jungle.
Yeah, no Gragas invade. That's a little strange.
Yeah, right.
Maybe he was being merciful because they were down a man. Sunwheel just reconnected and teleported the lane, so...
Yeah. That is something I note there. And Luna's doing a lot of poke in the mid lane against Jaren. So, gonna be interesting. Like I said, it really relies on Jaren get this level 1 or level 2.
Oh no. I take back everything I said about Mercy.
Yeah,
That was
right?
looking top.
Yeah, Sala is looking for this game top. They know he's only level 2 against level 4 Lulu and level 3 Gragas. I mean, really all he wants to do is farm. That's all he wants to do. Jaren taken really low in this mid lane. Continue hitting these bombs over and over and over again. The one good thing about Kassadin though is that you can go Flask and end up just getting a lot of that's what I'm looking for. Oh, Jaren! Oh, flash! No. He flashed right into the So Sprocket
We got a gank
actually
going on
doing
top
a lot
lane.
of damage on Ginger here.
Ooh,
Actually
whoa.
gets the kill as well.
The bot lane.
Going in on the bot lane as well. Wumple actually doing a lot of damage with the proc from Leona's passive, and they're able to get out of that trade. That was a little unexpected kill from Sprocket. He just came into the lane and killed him. Actually did blow his ghost there. I was honestly
That's why he was
expecting
doing so much damage.
Yeah, I
That
was
seemed impossibly high.
Yeah, right. Just didn't expect that. Good trade, but on top of that, there was also a trade bot lane. Sprocket, you know, they show no mercy for him due to the DC. Sprocket's gonna show no mercy to Ginger either. So, Helba's going on the bot lane as well. A lot of passive damage coming out from Wumple with the piercing light, but Equalizer's actually able to do a good amount of damage. General Sprocket's here again. The red smite coming out. That is a dead Lulu once again for Sprocket. 2-0. Exactly what we were talking about. If you can snowball on Hecarim early, you're good to go.
No mercy
and-
top lane indeed.
I didn't even say anything about that mid lane there. That was just a dead.
Look at these
Hey,
Zenith
another-
blades. My god.
Oh man, the flash.
Oh no, Wumple.
Oh.
And
All right.
Sunwheel's gone again. No.
Oh man. Solace here gets a flash E passive, or just a flash E auto. A little slight BM with the laugh there. That was really aggressive from Wumple and Helpizzle there. They almost got out-traded because Wumple flashed in to try to get the last few passive procs, but wasn't really able to due to the Janna shield and the heal coming out from Wobad.
Yeah, trading with Janna is very, very difficult, just because it's hard to predict how much damage she'll deal.
Yeah.
Oh, Sprocket's got 6 before. Wow.
Yeah, I was. I really couldn't have. There wasn't much to say after you realized that Sprocket just went on him. He already has his warrior enchantment at 7 minutes.
Good.
28 farm, more farm than the top laner for his team, almost as much as Ginger too. So he has
Rocket-
a lot of farm, 3 kills, and level 6 before his blue just got up.
Rocket
Combo
is the
player's
top
in a
lane.
very
No.
bad spot here. The sun coming out from Leona, Wumple getting the piercing light and his passive off to just push him out of lane. A lot of damage, a lot of damage.
Yeah, a nice tornado was able to hold up Wumple for a second or two,
Yeah.
which probably saved his life.
Luckily, Kama has a lot of this to just get back to full HP here. Lulu, I want to take a quick look at where Lulu is doing the blue buff of
That is-
General Sprocket.
That is
leaving the top.
devious and sinister. Sprocket has to hold top because Sunwheel DC'd again, so Lulu is stealing his blue.
Yep, and Sala's there to help him as well.
I suppose all is fair in love and war, but that's
Yeah,
dirty.
Helba's
Oh, and a 4-man
looking for
dive
another
bot.
Zenith Blade, hits it, and hits a Daybreak. Bubble going in, try to get the autos off, but the tornado once again stops him in his tracks. Ginger and Sala is here. They need to just run, and they know. They had the ward in the tri-bush because they know it's going to be a dive bot side, and they did not want the dive to happen at all. Sala
Yeah.
pinging the dragon.
Rocket's looking to trade top turret for bot and dragon because it's the best they can do. At the very least, Hecarim's gonna get huge, and they do have a very huge damage team fight composition. So if top lane Buffet gets ahead, they could potentially overcome the deficit of being down a player, just because Annie stun, Graves ult, Onslaught of Shadows is a huge amount of damage in CC.
Exactly. That's something to take note of, is that not only does do they have a huge wombo combos, if they can actually get it off, only with 3 of their members, they can basically murder anyone on the enemy team, whether it be Ziggs or Lucian. Looks like they're just gonna get the spot tower. Slowly, of course. Jaren trying to dodge as much as he can while farming from the side. bot lane tower going over to Hands of God.
Oh man, I mean,
Yeah.
oh, the Hecarim gang, he's ghosting.
Oh wow, the ult all coming out from the Onslaught of Shadows, and then he pushes him back into Wobad, so Wobad can just get the kill. Also, a lot faster than I was expecting it to go down. I mean, the
General
Devastate charge
Sprocket.
is pushing him away.
But Swifties, he is literally the fastest force he can be in combat.
That is a Hecarim. That is a season 2 Hecarim if I've seen one. He doesn't need. He needs no Moby boots. He just
Oh
needs
man,
the Swifties.
the
And granted,
experience difference is absolutely crushing Jaren in mid lane. He's down 2 levels. He just can't keep up with all of the extra points in Bouncing Bomb. It hurts way too much.
and Sprocket going on Ginger as well. He's actually able to get the smite off, and I mean, it's kind of just crazy how much damage this Hecarim's able to put off onto them. I mean, Lulu all had to go out the Wild Growth to protect him from the damage coming out from General Sprocket there.
Yeah, if Sprocket had had Onslaught of Shadows, that would have been a guaranteed kill, but he'd used it to put his bot lane ahead of it, so Gingerfied lives this time.
Yeah, he does live this time. Jaren trying to just farm in the mid lane. Camouflare about to get
Camouflare's dead.
The Zenith Blade misses, and the Daybreak does not hit as well. Oh, there it is, and that's the Cullen coming out. Camouflare actually able to ult heal coming out as well, and just a casual
I don't know if
coming
the
out
ult
from
was
Janna. necessary. I mean, it was probably a panic, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
I've done that. I mean, I used to be a huge Janna player, and I would always just, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna die. Just pop.
Get him
it
away
all.
from me!
Go away. you don't, yeah.
I cannot believe that Zenith Blade missed. I expected just the point blank, the stun.
Yeah,
Just the
point
shield
blank
smash.
Daybreak just hit. Yeah, right? That's exactly what I was looking for, but, Camouflare had the spider senses tingling, and saw it coming a little bit too late.
Typical Rotato mid, picks up 1 tower. They're looking for the second, but actually they'll be able to find this. Annie's sitting in the bush hoping to get an ult, but they've got positioning and the vision to back it up. They're just going to be able to take this uncontested. Sprocket and Jaren really want to find that flank. Are they going to be gutsy enough to keep pushing?
It's kind of
I guess so.
Ginger's in the top side, too.
The
Trying to push up
4v4.
the top tower.
No, they're
General
backing
Sprocket
off.
has a lot of damage. I think they actually need to be careful here because, like you said before, even if it's a 4v5, there's a chance that they can just decimate the enemy
Yeah,
team.
I mean, if everyone hits everything on everyone, it doesn't matter how far ahead in gold you are. You're gonna die.
hits everything on everyone. That's still pretty hard to do.
Yeah, it'll be
Relatively
nearly
speaking.
impossible as long as Gingerfied is sitting in the back to buff and protect the team. Ooh, the perfect stun onto equalizes.
And the ult coming out as well. Camouflare is dead after the ultimate coming out from Ziggs and the Solar Flare as well.
That was a wonderful play from Salah. It was a perfectly positioned explosive cast because it knocked Graves against the wall he was standing right next to, so it was basically just a stun.
Yeah, which was perfect for his team. One thing to note is that Sprocket does have home guard Swifties, and I think he was trying to look for a play, but with Hands of God backing off here, really nothing much more to say from that.
I know. There's a 6,000 gold lead at 14 minutes from the team that has the late game edge, arguably, and it's a 4v5. I don't know how much more analyzing we can do.
Yeah, I think right now at this moment, top lane Buffet is just kind of looking for a way to come out ahead.
Ooh, can he get the 30 gold?
Nope. Uh-oh.
Oh, but
The
Sprocket's
Ghost
looking
coming
for
out.
Luna.
He hits the smite. He hits the Devastate charge as well. Oh, and he hits the ult, but the Zenith Blade was actually able to follow him underneath the tower, and that is a shutdown going over to Hellbizzle.
He almost had that through the exhaust.
Yeah. I was
That's
a lot of
terrifying.
damage. and barrier as well. Don't forget that.
Oh wow, you're right.
There's
I
a
forgot
pop
about barrier. Jeez.
Barrier, flash, everything was blown on him there, and the only reason why I think the only reason why he was able to actually he didn't die was because Hellbizzle popped the exhaust and the Zenith blade into the stun. It was definitely a big
Yeah.
game changer there.
Getting down Ziggs is good, just because the wave clear is way strong and his passive is crazy.
Yeah,
Even now, at 15 minutes, his passive is just going to be chunking those towers for so much damage.
yeah, it's definitely something to watch out for. Second dragging it over to Hands of God. I think they're going for their push in the bot side now. They got every outer tower. They need to be very careful though, because if they start going for the inhib towers with the Home Guard Hecarim, I'd expect a winning fight for them.
I'm not sure how good Home Guards is if you don't have teleport to really get a great flank, since you have to run all the way out of base and lose some of the buff.
But he does have Swifties.
Yeah.
Oh! Grogazol coming out as well. The Solar Flare just misses. Wobad combo player in a bad spot, but tries to flash for the wall. Jaren going in as well. That is a lot of damage coming out from Wobad as well. Wumple at very low HP. Hecarim backing, maybe trying to come in for the saving kill.
That fight was surprisingly close. Brave's collateral damage hit like 3 people and almost killed 2 of them.
Yeah, and
Ooh,
there's General Spark.
incoming horse, body slam.
Oh, and there it is. That is
Got him.
dead. Worth. Oh,
Yeah, you can type hashtag worth in chat. You're all set.
right? Able to actually kill the one person. Oh, and
Got
another
him.
kill going over to Wobad.
The gold lead has diminished to 9,000. They're still in this.
I mean, they're trying, and I mean, I give them credit for that because
Oh,
even when you're in a
absolutely.
4v5,
Absolutely.
they're trying to make the plays to be able to stay in it. Granted, it's kind of hard to do, but they want to stay in this. I mean, it's only 9-6 in reference to kills, and the crazy part is that 3 of the kills are on Gragas and 2 of them are on the Leona. So even then, the kills aren't really on the correct people in a sense. And Wobad equalizes is 2-0 and a 4-2 Hecarim that's building Yomu's. That's a pretty scary Hecarim.
Yeah, that's a fast horse.
He's going for the speed build. He doesn't care about that. He gives no. He has. He does not want to come to damage. He just wants to run you down.
I'm
So,
pretty
yeah.
sure that his next item after he finishes Yomu's has to be Zephyr.
Yes.
Either Zephyr
Correct
or
choice.
like Shiv.
I agree with that.
Also, Annie's finished Ludens, so her burst just increased quite a bit. And given how close that last fight was, even given the gold difference, if they hit a wombo like that again, like a 4-man Tibbers collateral damage, they were gonna kill some people.
I mean, I agree. And if Hecarim was there at the right time, definitely something to watch out for.
Oh man. Eye-Edge completed for Lucian. Graves is not quite there. Equalize is gonna need just a little bit more farm. He's got all of the pieces and an Avarice Blade, but he has yet to forge them together. He's 150 gold off.
Yeah, he's almost there.
He wants that Grump so badly.
Oh wow, the damage coming out from Sprocket. Onslaught check goes on off as well. The Wild Growth coming out from Ginger, but that's the full team. Sprocket's in trouble. He needs to be careful. Devastating charge coming out.
He's got the speed on.
He's going. Oh, and just misses. Luna's going in on combo as well. Misses. Oh, no, there it is. And Salah coming over the wall as well, trying to catch off Jaren.
This might be too brutal for Twitch to broadcast. That was pretty sickening.
Yeah.
Hecarim was actually really, really close to getting the kill onto Gingerfied. He had
Almost had it.
yeah, he had his devastating charge up, and if he had landed that auto, that would have done like 400 damage and very possibly killed her.
It was pretty close.
He was
I would
half a
agree with
second
that.
off landing the auto.
Yeah, it was just unfortunate that the rest of the team was there. The Yomu's coming out as well. I am very excited to see. I mean, he doesn't have Ghost yet, but the next time his Onslaught Shadows is up, I'm expecting someone from Hands of God to fall over in his path.
I am excited to see
The 20
Hands
minute
of God, throw it Baron against Annie, because if there ever was a place where this game could be turned around, it's a 5-man Tibbers at Baron.
Unfortunately, top lane buffet does not see it going down, so you're not able to stop that. There's actually a lot of damage from Hansik Autumn Baron. This Baron actually fell over really quick in a matter of only 18 seconds.
Talon didn't even take any damage.
Yeah, and
He's unkillable.
Exactly.
He's gonna have Righteous Glory really soon, and that's terrifying.
Books, right?
Yeah.
Right, you got Righteous Glory. That's 1-0 already.
Yeah, basically.
So.
What more? What more does a fat man need? Righteous Glory, Cinderhulk. He's on top of you, man.
Just chases you down, flash E, you're dead.
Ooh.
Oh, well done. I was almost
Worth
as bad
a
as
shot?
Rom dying to red buff.
Hey, I mean, it's like the pros say. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, there you
Michael
go.
Scott.
Michael Scott.
Me.
I was and the surrender coming out. Oh man, that was great. Great.
That was a game.
That was a great quote there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal that from next time. All right, game 1 over. We're gonna take a short break. Get back to you as soon as we can.